fears and my concerns, they seem so very far away from me. In this ship of steel and glass, entire lifetimes quietly come and quickly pass in front of me. But light years on, new worlds await, and there among them I shall take the reins of my own fate. Perhaps this time
looks like we got some people in the chat. How you doing, guys? If you, I don't see anyone actually registered to the chat, but if you have a registered account, you'll show up in the chat room. You'll be able to talk and stuff. Could just be that my chat's being wonky. I don't know. It was acting all crazy earlier today. So if you're talking and I don't even see you, I apologize. I don't see anybody in the chat, just numbers that say there's people in here watching. Okay. We're finding a new room here. This is purely concept art. Well, it's not really so much concept art as I'm blocking, I'm roughing it out to do a white box, do some white boxing, so I can start to put the world together in places where I don't have any graphics yet. It'll just gives me something. This is some new areas that didn't exist in the original game design that I'm kind of looking at adding. Just knocking that bit indicate that something has changed there. There won't be any animation. So the process here is that what I'm doing is I'm blocking out screens just by starting off with thumbnails and then going to roughs like this one and roughing out kind of the area that I want, and throwing in any kind of objects and stuff that I want to have in there. And this stuff will be flattened and put into the game engine and used as a temporary background. The actual graphics will not be painted over this or anything. What you're seeing here will actually be built and represented in real physical models. So, you know, all these rocks, these roots and vines, and this is some water here, and this cave. These shapes in the foreground. These are actually these weird big burr things, and these mushrooms that I have kind of all over the place dotted here and there. That's all modeled and put in the game in actual, not in 3D animation models, but actual physical models. Show you some. So here's a room test to kind of show you what this will look like in the final game. This is just a quick After Effects test, sort of putting the pieces together to show how they'll kind of move and animate within the scene. So in a scene like this, it might start off here where your guy's like walking here, and then he'll go down here, and then this stuff will all sort of animate to zoom in, and then from there it'll let your guy like climb up to the top there. So it's a moving scene, but you can see all these objects, everything you're seeing here was actually built in 3D in as physical models and out of foam and plaster and all sorts of things. And there's some focus pulling going on here too. I think the background's a little soft. Here the background's soft. As we walk in and get closer to it, it sharpens up a bit. You can see it a little bit better, and then we walk up here and perspective changes. So this is the look that all this will have in the finished game. So this is a brand new scene, and it'll all be built up and put together and animated just like that scene you just saw. And probably a similar thing will happen here, because what I'll do is Jack Houston will be able to walk this way. And as he walks to this background, well, although the background, it's not too bad really when you get in full screen like this. So they probably won't be zooming in this particular scene. In a scene where I had some stuff in the background that was I might zoom a little bit just for the heck of it. But this was kind of more in the distance. I'd probably have him walk over here, and then the camera would zoom in a bit to just kind of keep up with him. Highlight the area where he's standing. But yeah, I think I'm pretty good here. I've got everything in Adventure. I kind of break down into puzzles and scavenger hunt. Scavenger hunt is kind of all the time. It's just happening all the time, and puzzles are the things that kind of go in between scavenger hunt. That those are your tentpole moments where you take your stuff you've collected in your scavenger hunt and figure out how to put them all together to produce a result. And sometimes a puzzle really is a combination of several outcomes, doing several things with your various objects that you've scavenged. You know, and I mean, this goes for any adventure game. You know, Gabriel Knight, your scavenger hunt is clues. You know, you literally collect clues in your book in the Blackwell series, which I've mentioned before on here, but it's one of the few adventure games that have been series that's been going for years and pretty much is almost straight through the dead period of adventure games. I guess what, 6 or 8 years now, I think. But it's, you know, it's kind of a mystery whodunit kind of atmosphere, and you know, and you're collecting. And there are several games that kind of do something like this, but you'll collect your clues, and the clues end up in your clue book, and then you'll kind of combine the clues together in Blackwell, which is kind of what makes it unique. That's one of the things I really like about it. But there was a similar thing in like Matahari, which was designed by Hal Barwood, who created. He was one of the 2 creators of Indiana Jones and the Fate of Atlantis. And Hal Barwood created this system in Matahari where you had coins, and the coins represented concepts and ideas or clues or whatever you want to call them, and you could like play the coins on people. And so he was trying to kind of physicalize, you know, bring into physicality the sort of often amorphous idea of collecting information, you know, and using information in a game. So anyway, so you got your scavenger areas, and then, you know, held up in between by these big puzzle moments where you are able to, you know, use those scavenged items and stuff, solve puzzles. So I think for this particular screen, I've got some puzzles worked out. I've got the big puzzle of the scene. I don't like to put too much going on in one scene. It just unless, you know, I mean, a scene, I figure a scene is either for solving a puzzle, collecting stuff, or both, or it's a map. But it shouldn't be, you know, one scene for solving like 5 puzzles. I mean, it's just you can do that, but you end up getting into that, I think, that more casual adventure game, you know, because part of adventure games is exploration, and it's not very much fun to sit there and explore one room forever. It's like those terrible, cheap 60s movies where you watch and you just waiting for something to happen, and they never really leave the room, and you realize, oh my god, this is adapted from a play, isn't it? Shit. You're stuck in the same room for, you know, half the movie, and you keep thinking they're gonna leave, and then they don't, and you're like, yep, this is definitely adapted from a play. You don't want that in an adventure game, because you'd be cutting out one of the key aspects of the adventure, especially in Jack Houston, because it is something that is, it's important to varying degrees depending on the game, but in a game like this, you know, exploring the world is definitely like primary. I mean, that's your every adventure game, I think, kind of has a spin. You know, it's has a particular bent. You know, Gabriel Knight is solving mysteries and talking to people, and that's Laura Bow, same thing, you know, and a lot of those mystery games. Even Sam & Max is kind of a mystery game, but you know, and then you have The Dig, that's mostly exploration. And then you have like Full Throttle, which is Full Throttle is funny because it's mostly just figuring out weird little widget puzzles, but they're not unrelated to the world puzzles. They're absolutely bound into the game design, or into the story design. But you know, they're just like annoying roadblocks and things. How do I get the, you know, stupid dog keeps chasing me out. What do I do with this dog? You know, how do I get in this guy's basement and steal this, you know, this thing that he stole back? Steal back this thing he stole, you know. Or, how do I get in this door? Fool this guy. Same thing with Indiana Jones and the Fate of Atlantis. It was very, you know, roadblocky. not so much escape the room, but just, you know, figure out weird roadblock puzzles. There'll be a lot of that in Jack Houston, because Jack Houston's definitely more like Full Throttle than quite a few other than most other games. It's a little bit like The Dig too, though. So there's a little bit of the exploring an environment and solving puzzles, like solving puzzle through environment, solving puzzles through exploring the environment and learning about the story as you go. I talked about that on one of my earlier podcasts. I mean, Twitch casts. The idea of puzzles that let you explore the world, and then you utilizing your character and understanding your character to be able to solve the puzzles. Anyway, blah 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 puzzles. So I have my one big puzzle here. I also have another big deal thing. Potato. Yeah. Can't talk about it, but thing that happens here that will open up another big part of the gameplay. So yeah, that's in there. Got a little bit of a scavenger hunt, picking up some information. So this screen does about 3 big things, basically. Well, it does 2 big things that move the plot along, and it has aside from that, it also has like a widget puzzle. So the screen is good, I think. I'm gonna call the screen good. I've got plenty to go with here, plenty to do. So what I'm gonna do is it's gonna save a version like this, and call it Pit. Water. Yeah. Oh. No. I'm gonna say this is a PNG, a ping. Hit. Water. Yeah. That's good. Oh, you know what? It's still not good because I need to resize it. Yeah, go ahead and resize it here. That's good. So I'm going to resize this for... I'm using AGS, the engine AGS, to knock together mock-ups. Probably won't be using AGS for the actual game. We're working on a Unity engine, but yeah, just doing some mock-ups with this. Ping, and then I'm gonna take this away. Oh, you know what? That's okay. Did something stupid, but it's okay. No problem. Actually, doing several things that are stupid that don't make any sense. Okay. This is okay. Take this away. Let's save this again. 768, and I'm going to save it as, oh, that's weird. Oops. Anyway, I'm just going to save this as Pit. I'm going to turn on this water. Hit dry. There we go. This will never need to be there. The screen's the other way, so this should be fine. Go ahead and flatten the image. Gotta be careful when doing stuff like this because it can screw up and it'll stay that way. So, crop this and flatten the image. This is super dangerous the way I'm doing this, but that's okay. Myself into a corner here. Should have done this a long time ago. It's okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go to 768. Okay. Now I'm gonna save this as 768. Okay, now have a small version to work with. This is a lot safer the way I'm doing this. What I did is I just crushed everything, made a copy, and then undid that. So now I have a flattened version right on top of everything. That'll be convenient. So I can do this. Make a new image, paste it.
In this ship of steel and glass, entire lifetimes quietly come and quickly pass in front of me. But light years on, new worlds await, and there among them
In fact, I'm going to
take the reins of my own fate.
lock that and make a layer here and lock it. So if I ever need that again, handle area, I can go back and get it, and it'll be exactly the same as before. So if I have to change it, I won't lose all that. Okay, so now another thing I have to do. Doing the same thing again. Undo. Select this. I'm going to save this selection area as well. Alright. Lock that. Hide it. And then this is actually why I did this. Oops. There we go. Okay. Boom. Okay, so that was nice. Nice and painless. Alright, everything's layered. Got these two area masks here. And I'm going to go ahead and save this one last time and close it. That's kind of how everything goes together. See how this matches up. exciting. We're gonna get it in the game. It's that fast. Okay, here's the bit. There it is. To a walkable area. Sometimes I get used to the Photoshop controls. Before I know it, I'm screwing everything up because I'm trying to navigate Photoshop, but I'm not in Photoshop. Okay, so there we go. Yeah, that'll work. There's a walkable area there. And go ahead and extend the same walkable area here. Separate walkable area down here. Now it occurs to me actually. It's probably really doesn't make any sense for this to be a separate walkable area. But, well, I'll go ahead and keep this that way because you never know. Might need to have some kind of creature walking over here or something. I want to leave that alone. Okay, so got two walkable areas here now, and they both meet up with in the center. So that's good to go. Let's get the coordinates right up here. Uh-oh. Let's run it. Oh, he's tiny. Okay, this is there are different scales of Jack, and that is a smaller scale. I'll go ahead and see. He'll probably look a little fuzzy, but I'll go ahead and blow him up. This probably needs to be the big Jack. Rocket interior. maximum, let's make it 200. And minimum 150. Oh. Same thing. Well, wait a minute. This is gonna get really tricky right here. That's okay. I'm gonna go ahead and leave it the way it is right now, but that's gonna be some trickiness there. Okay, yeah, he's the right size. He is fuzzy though. He really should be the large scale jack, and he's gonna pop and get tiny down there and get big here, which is fine. Whatever. I'm gonna go ahead and take off scaling because it's just making it too complicated right now. Mess with it later. So we're going to do 200 scale on jack. And now we can walk around. Alright. I'm going to make it so I can't walk in the water next. There's a interface, a little verb coin interface. Okay. So next I need to make it so we cannot walk here. So what I'm going to do is open up the room, scripts, say before fade in. Smartest way to do this, but okay, so that's ID 2 right there. Okay. So do this real quick. The first time that we enter the room. Yep. You cannot get there from here. You are hosed. Sweet. Let's see. This part. No transparency. Yep, no transparency. Okay. Some objects in here. Probably will never match up perfect because I did the scaling with a different method, but that's fine. It doesn't matter. It's no big deal. Place another object here. Image. I want this one. Yeah, that's fine. Again, same problem, but that's okay. Alright. going to start this off as invisible. And this guy is invisible. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and write an event for this. Pick up object. Oh, oops. Oh, that's weird. You know, I've seen it do this a couple times lately. It's supposed to do that automatically. It's odd that sometimes it wants me to give it a name. Doesn't really make any sense. Oh, you know what? I also remembered screwing up my conventions here. Oh, that's probably why. See, I knew that I was probably doing something wrong. If I don't give it a name, it won't know what to name the script, so I bet that's the problem. Okay, let's go back to his. Yeah, well, helps when you name it. Okay, so I'm going to walk the player. I really should have a routine to walk up to an object, but I don't think I do. So I'm just gonna fake it. Walk up here. And let's see. So I'm going to take away the object and add. Oh, hello, player. Add inventory. You know what? I haven't made the inventory item yet. Let's do that. Oh, what number was that? 90. 13. Oops. So we're going to add 13 to the inventory here. That gives them the object. And actually that's... Getting some feedback there. Okay. That's good. What did I do? No, not one number. Oh. Oh, weird. You could add the number there. Oh, well, whatever. I'm not going to add it to a specific index because I already have routines to do that for me. Okay, so we're done that. Now we need to go ahead and give the other, close this. Give the other object over here an action. So we're going to use interact. Yeah, we're going to interact. I'll walk the player once again to the spot that we want him. Go ahead and turn on walkable areas, make absolutely sure that I don't have him in a spot that's not going to work. There we go. I want to keep him on the walkable areas there. Well, speaking of keeping on the walkable areas, I didn't really finish this too well. Okay, so we're gonna block. That means that as he's walking, nothing else can happen. So it's keeps it. That was weird. Freezes the game, so he will essentially walk straight there, and nothing else can happen until he gets there. You can actually, you know what? I really think I wanted to do that. Yeah. And that keeps him to the walkable areas so he doesn't go off into the rocks or anything. Let's see. Okay, we've walked him up there. Now, what we need to do is... turn on the handle. Oh, you know what? I've jumped the gun a little bit. This is what we want to do when we use the handle. What I need to do actually is create another object or hotspot. Yeah, hotspot will work because I don't have an image, so I should just use a hotspot. Hotspot here. Do I really want it to? I don't know if I want overlapping that, but actually I really probably should have it overlap that. Okay, let's just use it right there. Do it right there. Okay, so there's a hotspot. We're gonna call this hotspot. I need to do that. Socket. Let's call it the socket. Oh, you know what? This is what's gonna actually prep when people look at it. Let's see. Sure. There we go. Okay. Call this the stage socket. And when we use inventory on the hotspot, so this is where we're going to want to have some code here that does. Oh, sorry. No, this is actually exactly what we want here. Okay. So, okay, now we've just placed the object when we use the inventory and hotspot. Now, I have neglected to do one thing. Inventory equals, what was that, 13? Hey, 13. So this means if I just use the correct object, then do this. If I use some other object, then don't do shit. Okay. There we go. Now, what happens when we interact with the handle? Well, we're going to restore walkable area. We removed 2 in the beginning, so that's 2. Let's see what happens. Hey, we crashed. Sweet. Did I do the same thing? I did the same thing. The same thing I did. Okay. Metal rod. Ah. Let's see. Oh. What am I doing? Alright. Okay, so let's run and see if all that worked. There's a metal rod here. There's a rotation device. We can look at it, but I didn't write any code for that. I could have them say, hey, that thing sucks. Or, hey, that thing looks really fantastic. I'm gonna go over here. So I'm gonna go over here, and I'm gonna click on this and click on the hand for pick up metal rod. And he's not picking it up. Let's see, was that the right? Did I use the right action on it? Or the wrong action? Let's find out. Pickup object, metal rod pickup. Play a walk. Okay. I did, but that particular icon is the same as use, so I don't, you know what, I don't really have a specific pickup. I go back and forth between this and Han Solo so often, sometimes I forget. I don't have a specific pickup. That's interesting. I wonder why it... Look at... defaults to pick up. Same as the other. Nope. Interact. There it is. Knew it. Knew it. Alright. So, where's the pickup? Get rid of this function. We don't need it. Okay, we're going to interact with it. There is no specific pickup in this as opposed to Han Solo, which uses the old verb system. 3 verbs, or 6 verb. Wait, 9 verbs. 9 verbs? Yeah. Okay, so let's look at it. Player dot say. Say something really tasteful. Okay, that's good. Now I'm forgetting them. First I put them in when they're not needed, then I forget them. Okay. Here we go. Alright, so...
Ship of steel and glass, entire lifetime.
Let's see. I'll select some new music here pretty soon because it's been playing for a while. Alright, let's pick it up now. Let's look at it. Hey. Yep, I see. Looks like you've noticed yourself. Alright, pick up. There we go. Now what's happened is I should have blocked. Because that's a case when, see, this is a case when you really want to use block because it should not pick it up until he gets there. So by saying no block, it disappeared immediately. Let's not do that. Let's see what happens when we, oh, you know what? I've actually done the same thing here. So we do want to block for these because otherwise it's going to execute the next line of code before he gets there, and that's no good. Okay, so... it up. There we go. Yep, he's got it. Let's look at the inventory. There it is. Metal rod. So down here, you can see it says metal rod when I cursor over it. And then, whoa. Oh, I don't have a cursor icon for it. Let's go back to this. Inventory items, metal rod. Oh, I do have a cursor. Huh. Some funky placeholder stuff here. Let's make it that. Just want to see if I'm oh, this is just the hotspot. There's not a separate okay, well, so we've got the hotspot. So it's another thing in Han Solo, you have a separate target or a separate cursor image. This uses this for the cursor image, which should be fine. But let's go ahead and test with a different one. but that worked. Not sure why it did that though. It's really weird. Okay, and so now we've got this right here. Look at that. It didn't do anything. Use it. Nothing. Let's use this on it. Metal rod. Okay. So what happened is he replaced that. That's good. And now we can see if we can. No, we can't walk here. Okay. Okay. So it did not restore the walkable area. That's interesting. And also we need to go ahead and take it out of our inventory at that point too. That's important. So we'll use inventory. Okay. Oh. Where did I put the code? Did I get rid of it? Restore walkable. There it is. Oh, okay. Okay, here we go. Okay, so just restoring the handle, that makes sense. That's right, because I forgot I've got two steps there. Probably what I haven't done though is I need to dot ooh, remove interaction. That's, I always forgot. I always forget about that one. That's a good one. Okay, this is what I want to do. And I'm gonna have to do this right this time. Okay. So now he should no longer have it when we do this. I'm gonna take one more look at this guy, because this is really strange. Idea what's going on with the cursor image. Or no, it wasn't the cursor image. It was the in the inventory image. Very weird. I need to look it up, you know, because it might be set up. I may have set it up for a certain size that I haven't really done anything on the inventory yet. So there's probably gonna be all kinds of bugs until I get to it. That's fine. Use it, nothing happens. Let's use this on it, and okay, now there's their handle. Okay, so now we use the handle, and should have removed. Yep, now we can walk across. Awesome. Okay, so it works. Just solved a very simple puzzle. Kind of a spoiler, but come on, it's a handle. You put it in the socket. Okay, so. What I want to do here is make him walk up to that spot again. So when I used the inventory, he did this. So when I interact with the rod, I'm gonna do the same thing. Oh, you know what? Right there. Oh, that's different. Yeah, no, there we go. That's. So before I restore the walkable area, I interact with the handle. I'm gonna make him walk up there, E-block, then restore the walkable area. Now, one thing I don't have is I don't have okay, so I have two backgrounds here. Perfect. Can have some of my battery just died, my mouse. That's an emergency. It's okay, I'm surrounded by batteries. I just can't not be, I just can't be plugged in. I can't be wired up. I need to be free. Have a mouse that can run wild in 3D. Okay, so alright, that works. Now I'm gonna make sure I get the code right for this. Not something that I do very often. There is a very crude background animation function built into this engine, and it's it lets you animate between 5 frames. Basically, you have 5 frames of animation, which is absolutely nothing, basically. Now the thing is, this is really made for animating a background, and so there's actually a speed here. Oops. There's the delay. Now, I'm not sure is if there's a way to just change the frame. Never tried to do that before. I'm not sure if anyone has. It's not really what the function's made for, but it should be nice. So that's with 0 delay. There is another way to do this, but it would be a lot more efficient to just use a separate background image. However, I don't think that it's made to do that. I think it may, in fact, give me some serious issues trying to do it. try a different tactic here. Yep. Now what I'm going to do is override the base line. And set it to to 0. There's no, or 1. 1's fine. Yeah, there's no point in anything. Okay, so there we go. Now, when we go into the room, this is really important actually. It's just not seeing it. Let's see. Dry bow. Doesn't recognize it. Oh, you know what I did? Put this in the wrong spot. That's what I did. Inaccessible. Okay. So it's clickable, or it's not clickable. It also needs to be invisible. And then when we have them over here, and we restore the walkable area. Go ahead and set this to 1, and there we go. And let's see if it's working. Pick up the rod. Use the rod on the socket. Okay, there's the rod. Now we're going to use the rod. And there we go. I just walked into the wrong spot, but other than that, it's great. Other than that, it's perfect. Okay, so I used that one twice. What I should have used was this one. Alright. Pick that up. Use it here. Okay. And then grab the handle there and boom. Alright. And now we can walk over here. Great. Great. Everything is great. I'm gonna walk behind right there. a super rough walk behind. There we go. Baseline should start at the top. We want this baseline to be at the bottom. Basically, this means that if Jack stands above this baseline, this is drawn in front. If he stands below the baseline, this is drawn back. Baseline always stops at the top, or starts at the top for these walk behinds, so sometimes you have to. Oh, I can't. Oh, now that object should not be doing that. Actually, technically that object really ought to be an alpha. Because I do want to walk behind it. So, yeah, should just use an alpha for that. That's not big deal. We don't need it for now. It's only a test. Okay. Oh, yeah, and use it. And there we go. And walk over here. And great. Gotta walk behind. That's about it. So next I need to have them be able to walk off that screen and change the screen. That's all I have to do for this. So there we go. I started this morning. Had several other things to do today, but I came back to it a few times and finished it up. So I have fully mocked up. Well, I mostly fully mocked up a room. A couple of other tiny features I need to probably add, but I really don't want to add them right now because they'll give things away. That on the video, but so there we go. Mocked up the room, put it all together in Photoshop, dropped it into the engine, and this is white boxing with style, folks, because this is a lot better than a white box. I can actually see what's going on here, but essentially it's white boxing with rough art, so that I can have a fully playable game before all of the art is completely finished. And that's how we do it. Alright. Thanks for watching, and I'll be streaming again live sometime pretty soon. Thanks.